In this video, we're chatting with a 20-year-old full-time content creator and streamer. She makes pretty good money, but the interesting thing is she has an incredible amount of cash for her age. So let's go through her income, debt, investments, and see if we can help get her a little closer to her goals. Can you tell us about yourself? Like, how did you get to where you are now?
So I'm mostly a Instagram model / content creator, but where most of my money comes from is Instagram. I've been trying to stream for about 2 years. I just have a small little community here on Twitch. I do editing for my YouTube a bit. That's pretty much what I do.
So is content your full-time job?
Pretty much, yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
And were you?
21 this year, May.
Oh, 21. Okay. That's a big one. And where are you based out of?
I'm based out of California, Sacramento.
Is that why you're a content creator? Because there's nothing to do in Sacramento?
Yeah, there's literally nothing to do.
Do you have any questions before we jump into the nitty-gritty?
I guess just go easy on me. I don't know what you usually talk about, but I'm not very financially literate, if I would put it that way.
We're gonna learn some stuff today, huh?
Okay, I'm ready.
How much money do you make as a content creator?
Okay, monthly, I think I make about anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. And then annually, I've only started making money really this year. I would say 60K.
Yeah, I mean, 60K is a solid income. The median salary in the US is about 55. You are above median. Now, it ranges because you are self-employed, right? So between 1,000 and 3,000 a month. Can you talk about where that money comes from?
Yeah, most of it comes from fanfics. I can't say exactly how much because I think it's in a contract that I can't say exactly how much, but I don't know for sure, but I'm not trying to get sued. About the other 20% just comes from my other endeavors, reselling on the side, Instagram, TikTok shop commissions, Twitch, just all this stuff.
How much of it is coming from fanfics? What percent?
I would say about 80% of it.
80%, and then we'll just put other here. So that's your income. Let's talk about debt.
I don't have any.
No debt?
Never went to school.
Nice. Let's round of applause for that. Let's get a fat ol' 0. So no credit card debt, nothing?
I don't have a credit card, which I've heard is bad.
So you buy everything cash?
No, I have a debit card.
Okay, well, I mean, that's cash equivalent, right?
I thought you just thought I walked around with a suitcase of bands.
It'd be pretty badass and slightly dangerous. What's your living situation? What are your expenses?
I spend pretty much every month. I think it's $900 in total is what everything adds up to. Because I pay my dad, I give him $200 for, that includes my phone bill and my car insurance. So I just pay him back for it. And then I pay $90 for my gym membership, and then it's $500 for rent, and then $100 for groceries. So it's that's without a doubt what I will have to spend every month.
So you mentioned a high yield savings. How much cash you got in that?
I think I have 15K in it. Yes. Okay, actually I have 18,000. I have $42,000 in my checking account. Nobody come and hack me.
42 grand in your checking? So why is that in the checking and not in the high yield savings?
Honestly, it should be, but I just haven't put it in there because it feels weird to put it in a different bank account. That's not my main.
So you have two banks. You have a bank for your checking and a separate bank for the high yield savings?
Yeah, because my bank's their high yield savings account rate was dookie.
So yeah, I mean, might as well get some of this cash into the high yield savings and leave, just for now, 3,000?
Yeah.
Is that too little for you? How do you feel?
Yeah, 3,500.
If it's too stressful, don't do it. Because some people, they like to have that cushion, whatever makes them feel better. I want to have a mix of you feeling good, but also making money. So you have $60,000 in cash. Generally speaking, you only want to have around 6 months worth of expenses saved. So in your case, if your expenses are $900 per month, that's $5,400. We want to have what's called emergency fund. I'll just abbreviate here.
Yeah, 3 times your monthly expenses or something.
You have enough to comfortably do 6. We're going to set aside about $5,400 for your emergency fund. That's about 6 months worth of your expenses. Can we go through any other assets you have before we talk about investing and stuff? So do you have any investments, stocks, crypto, real estate?
No, I don't have any of that stuff. I want to like invest like what's it called? Like a S&P 500, like something like that. Does that count? But I don't have that.
Yeah, totally. We can talk about that in just a sec. For the high yield savings, really you want to have a few things in there. Your emergency fund and anything for the short term. So if you are saving up for a down payment on a house, you got a vacation coming up next year, whatever, that's where you want to keep it.
So where does the rest go?
The rest is two things. It's buying stuff for yourself, having fun, enjoying your life now, and not waiting until you're fucking rotting at 65 to enjoy yourself. The other section is for when you're 65 and you're old and you stop working. So a mix of spending money and retirement. One goal you have was...
I'm gonna take my family to Brazil. So I'd be like about like 4 people other than me, so like 5 maybe in the next year or 2.
That's awesome. What a W daughter. So can I make a goal? I already did for you, but I'm gonna ask for your permission. Retirement.
Yeah, that's definitely a goal of mine. I have like a Fidelity account. I do want to get a gaming PC, like a streaming PC, and that's gonna cost me, like I want to get like a really good one because every time I stream and then I play like anything that's not Fortnite, my stream just like lags.
Okay, so vacation, retirement, gaming PC. How's that sound for your goals?
Good.
Now we have to talk about what do we do with all this spare cash, and then going forward, what percentage of your income are you going to use for what? So this is what I'm thinking. Let me know your thoughts. So you have 60 grand cash. We need about $5,400 for our emergency fund. We should start investing in our retirement. Talk about that in a bit, but then we also have goals. Let me show you some numbers here. If you invest $7,000 every year for the next 40 years, and you invest in something like an S&P 500 index fund, and you continue to invest over those 40 years, you should have around, roughly, assuming you can earn 7% on your cash each year, which is after inflation, the S&P 500 has returned about 10-11% over the last 50 years. This number's not guaranteed, of course, but generally speaking, this is roughly what we could expect. This part's up to you. So however much you want to do here, I think if it were me, you know, maxing out that Roth IRA.
Why do you choose that choice?
The more you save, the more options you have later in life. So that's, you know, some people want to go that route. That's what I suggest. Just grind, put away as much as you can when you're young. Because Chrissy, let me show you something crazy here. This is for 40 years. You're investing $7,000 for 40 years. Let's say you're like, you know what? I'm going to go to Brazil. I'm going to go to Switzerland, Korea. I'm going to fucking live my life now. Screw saving. Let's say you do that for 10 years. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to go crazy. I'm 20. I'm young. So I'm not going to invest. I'm going to wait 10 years. Watch what happens to this money. You just missed out.
Broke as hell.
Not broke as hell, but it's like, it's significant, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. Look at that. That's just 10 years. So a lot of people, they have the mentality of, well, I'm young, I got plenty of time, I'll wait.
Also, you can't really wait because the market's always changing. You just have to be in it all the time.
Yes, be in it all the time and just keep investing. Exactly right. I would literally put as much of this 60K to work as possible. Right now, we're trying to find a balance between, okay, we want to save for retirement, but we also have vacation to Brazil, 5 grand, gaming PC. We're putting 5 grand, but I highly doubt it'll be that. But let's just overestimate because that's what you do, and I think that's a good idea. And then we have about 10K for the short-term goals. Thoughts?
I like it.
That's about $22,000 here. You still have another 37 grand left.
I'm gonna buy Gucci.
Buy a lifted truck.
I just want my money to work for me. Oh, there's not much like stuff I want to buy. The only thing is like I really like thrifting.
Okay.
Like my thrifting expenses are pretty inexpensive because I go to like the cheapest thrift store you could ever go to, the Goodwill bins. For a pound of clothing, it's like max $3.
It's up to you. You can have some money just in savings for that, for like a sinking fund where you use money on a regular basis from that bucket and you keep refilling it.
Do I
Now,
have to do anything with the extra 30K, or is that bad to do nothing with it?
it's really up to you. If you feel better just having a lot of money in savings, fine. So if it were me, this were my money, I had 60 grand, emergency fund, short-term goals, and then boom, the rest of it just gets invested.
But you can only put 7,000.
Yes, for the Roth IRA, but there are other accounts that can fill in the gaps. So overall, Chrissy's doing an awesome job, especially for her age. As long as she puts her money to work as soon as possible and continues to invest going forward, she will crush it. And if you like this video, check out this one.